We find ourselves in the year 2003. Heavyweight boxing was in a transitional phase, but in Japan, the pride of mixed martial arts and K1 was at its peak.
For some of the most spectacular knockouts.
In this setting, a question emerged that felt straight out of a video game. Could the most technical and explosive boxer in history, Mike Tyson, survive against a man who looked like a comic book character? We're talking about Bob the Beast Sapp, 160 kilograms of pure muscle, 1.96 meters tall, and a level of strength that defied human anatomy. This wasn't just a fight, it was a scientific experiment to determine what carries more weight, perfect technique or absolute brute force. Today, we reconstruct the clash that was just one contract away from happening. Who was Bob Sapp in 2003? To understand the fear Sapp inspired, you have to look at his stats. Sapp wasn't a classically trained fighter. He was a former NFL player with punching power measured in tons. The phenomenon in Japan. In 2002, Sapp did the unthinkable. He defeated the legendary Ernesto Hoost, Mr. Perfect of kickboxing, twice. The strategy of fear. Sapp didn't fight for points. His game plan was the bull rush. Charge at the opponent and unleash hammer-like blows until something broke. Japanese fans saw him as a real-life kaiju monster. The crowd favorite. Even though experts mocked his lack of technique, polls from the time in magazines like Black Belt showed that 40% of fans believed that if Sapp managed to trap Tyson in a corner, Mike wouldn't walk out. 3. Tyson, the lion that refused to die. Mike Tyson, on the other hand, was coming off a painful loss to Lennox Lewis in 2002.
Clearly the aggressor inside the ring. Got a knockout past the 7th round. Lennox Lewis, triple Mike. Lennox Lewis trying to take that from big right hand from Lewis.
Many said he was finished, but under the guidance of trainers who understood his style, Tyson was still the baddest man on the planet. Tyson's stats against giants. Throughout his career, Mike was always the smaller man. Against fighters like Tyrell Biggs and Jose Ribalta, Tyson proved that his head, movement, the peekaboo system, was his best defense against taller opponents.
Something he pointed out before the fight. And now it's Tyson just... And there's a huge left. Oh, that was a tremendous...
The training. Tyson prepared with large sparring partners focusing on the right uppercut, the punch designed to bring down human towers. 4. The provocations. The day of chaos in Las Vegas. The most important moment of this rivalry came after Sapp's fight against Kimo Leopoldo. Tyson was sitting ringside. After his victory, Sapp jumped onto the ropes and began shouting insults at Tyson.
Arms and elbows. Oh, trying to hammer him with four. What a punch by Sapp!
His limits tonight. What a Donnybrook.
Full 3 minute.
The face-off. Mike stepped into the ring. The size difference was absurd. Tyson looked like a child next to a giant, but Tyson's stare wasn't one of fear, it was hunger. The iconic line, when Sapp yelled, "I'm going to eat your heart," Tyson simply smiled and replied, "In boxing, beasts end up in the zoo. Sign the contract." That clip went viral worldwide and drove the fight purse to unprecedented levels. The crowd loved the pre-fight tension. The sheer size difference fueled everyone's imagination about how the clash would play out. While most were betting on an angry Mike, who rarely disappointed, everyone knew it wouldn't be as easy as it seemed. 5. Round-by-round analysis. Round 1. The opening storm. As soon as the bell rang, Sapp charged forward like a runaway train. In the first 60 seconds, Tyson would have had to survive an avalanche of 160 kilos. The key here would be lateral movement. If Tyson stayed still, Sapp's weight would crush him against the ropes. However, as seen in his fight against Sammy Scaff,
Tyson does not throw wild punches, Sam. Big left hook.
Tyson only needed a small opening to land that short hook capable of shutting down the nervous system. Still, the round ended without major damage. Sapp surprised many by going aggressively after a Tyson who usually dictates the pace. Round 2. The cardio factor. This is where Sapp typically began to fade. His massive musculature required enormous amounts of oxygen. In fights against durable opponents like Mirko Cro Cop, Sapp would start to panic when his opponent didn't go down quickly. Tyson, a master of psychological warfare, would begin targeting the body. He would look focused, calculated, but every time he stepped in, his eyes resembled a tiger's. Tyson's hooks to the liver would land like axe strikes against an ancient tree. Sapp survived the round, but another one like that would have put him in serious danger of losing, or worse, ending up in the hospital. Round 3. The inevitable ending. By the third round, Tyson's technique would take over. History shows that big fighters who lack boxing fundamentals tend to leave their chin exposed when backing up. Tyson, echoing his victory over Trevor Berbick, would unleash that classic three-punch combination, body-body-head, sending Sapp crashing down.
This is vicious punishment.
That's that shot. That's that shot.
And he's down again and in serious.
6. Why it never happened. The dark side of the business. The fight fell apart for two main reasons. 1. Legal issues. Tyson's criminal record made it difficult for him to obtain a visa to fight in Japan during Sapp's peak popularity. 2. The K1 risk. If Tyson knocked Sapp out in 30 seconds, the most likely outcome, the aura of invincibility around the beast, would have shattered, destroying the multi-million-dollar business his promoters had built in Asia. These were the key reasons the fight never took place. But without a doubt, it would have gone down as one of the greatest matchups of its era if it had happened. The legacy of fear. In the end, Tyson vs. Sapp remains the greatest fantasy booking fight that never was. It was the last breath of an era where personalities were bigger than the sport itself. Mike Tyson proved that steel is forged under pressure, and Bob Sapp proved that sometimes being a beast isn't enough when you're facing an executioner. Many have recreated this fight in video games and simulations, and there's no doubt it would have been a gladiator-level clash, something worthy of the Roman Colosseum. A first round that everyone would have paid to see. What do you think? Would it have been Tyson's fastest knockout or the greatest upset in history? Subscribe and let us know in the comments which dream match you'd like us to break down next.